Good evening, folks. It's your bro, Richie Rich here. Today in this video, I'm back with another Need for Speed gaming explanation video for you all. Today in this video, I'm on the second to last game. Got this one, and then I'm on to the latest one, the final one for what I have on the list. Today in this video, I'll be talking to you all about the next Need for Speed game. Today in this video, I'll be talking to you all about Need for Speed Heat. So this is going to be exciting. After this, I'll be doing the last one, and then I'll see what else I can do. So today I'll be talking to you all about Need for Speed Heat. So before I start, make sure you all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted when I make brand new uploads. Alright, so without any further ado, let's begin. So, Need for Speed Heat 2019. Here we go. So, NFS Heat, which is what it is which is what it is stylized as. So NFS Heat, which is what again NFS Heat again, which is how it's stylized as. So that's what it is stylized as. It's a 2019 racing video game. It's a racing video game developed by Ghost Games, and published by EA. So published by EA for PS4, so PS4, Windows, and Xbox One. It's the 24th installment in the series, and commemorates the series' 25th anniversary. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, so the developers is obviously Ghost Games itself, and publisher is EA themselves. So director is Riley Cooper. So director Riley Cooper. Designer is Yoni Rabinowitz. Can't pronounce it, but it's spelled Rabinowitz, or Z. So that's the designer. Programmer Nicholas Mercier. Programmer Nicholas Mercier. Mercier is spelled MERCIES. It's like saying the word merci, which is thank you in French, but adding E and R. Or adding Merc, which is short for Mercedes, and just adding IER to the end. So programmer Nicholas Mercier. Artist is Darren White. Writer Philip Huxley. So writer Philip Huxley. Composer Pedro Brumfman. So composer Pedro Brumfman. Series Need for Speed or NFS. So series Need for Speed. Engine is Frostbite 3. Platforms PS4, so PS4, Windows, and Xbox One. Its release was on the 8th of November, so November 8th, 2019 or 2019, whichever we want to call it. So release November 8th, 2019. Genre racing and modes is both single and multiplayer. Heat. So Heat Heat received mixed reviews. Mixed reviews from critics. So Heat received mixed reviews from critics, who mostly found the game to be an improvement over the 2015 reboot and Payback 2017, but not enough to be a full return to not enough to be a full return to form for the franchise. It would be Ghost Games' final entry, both for the NFS franchise, franchise, and as a head studio in February 2020. So early 2020, just before like COVID even started. So when we had to self-isolate at home because of the lockdown situations. So COVID-19 at that time. So yeah, in February, which was terrible, but thankfully COVID's all gone. Luckily, we could return to our normal lives. Thank God for that. In February 2020, EA shifted development of the franchise back to Criterion Games. The developers of both the Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted, revivals. So Hot Pursuit 2010 and Most Wanted 2012. So Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted revivals. Ghost Games would be reverted back to their previous name of EA Gothenburg and became an engineering studio for the Frostbite engine. Heat would be succeeded by Unbound, which was released in December 2022. So 2022. So that was on my 17th birthday. Well, I think it was before or after. I can't really remember. So Heat would be succeeded by Unbound. So Unbound, which would be released. So which was released in December 2022. Next up, gameplay. So Heat's a racing game set in an open world environment called Palm City, a fictionalized version of Miami, Florida. So yeah, Miami, Florida. Might head to Miami one day. Never know. And its surrounding areas. However, the in-game map features diverse geography, including mountainous areas, dense forests, and open fields. Unlike Payback, the game doesn't include a 24-hour day-night cycle, but players can switch between day and night. During the day, players can take part in sanctioned race events. Which rewarded players with cash to spend. So cash to spend on new cars, and upgrades. So both new cars and upgrades. During the night, players can take part in illicit or illegal street racing, which rewards rep or REP, like reputation and so on and so forth. Racing during the night will attract the attention of a rogue police task force. So the attention of cops. So it will attract the cops' attention that patrols, so the attention of cops that patrols the streets of Palm City, who are tasked with shutting down street racing in Palm City, which can lead players to risk their earned rep against either the cops or lose their earnings in handcuffs. Pursuits in, pursuits in Palm City can take place during either day or nights, but the PCPDs, so as a Palm City Police Department, Palm City Police Department's response to a pursuit differs depending on the time period. Players earn rep from participating in pursuits with greater amounts offered during night than day. Which, I mean, like, I'm not sure this is true, but like at night it will give you like more money than in the day. I'm not really sure. So during night and day, each heat level also equates to the amount of players earned rep for a current night session. So current night session will be will be multiplied. Say multiplied by should they successfully reach either a safe house or garage. Say either safe house or garage. The player is busted when the driver stops and is close to a PCPD unit for a certain amount of time, is completely immobilized during a pursuit, or is depleted their strength bar. Like in Need for Speed Rivals, they have like a health bar basically, and it will decrease with the amount of, depending on the amount of damage you do to your car. And one final hit and boom, either wrecked or you're busted. So the player is busted when the driver stops and is close to a PCPD unit for a certain amount of time. So for a certain amount of time, it's completely immobilized during a pursuit. So completely immobilized during a pursuit, either that or has depleted their strength bar, health bar, whatever you want to call it. Being busted will reward the player with any rep they've earned during the current night session, but will not be multiplied based on their heat level. Based on their heat level. They'll also have to pay a fine using bank. So they'll also have to pay a fine using bank. Just like it is in Need for Speed 2015. In 2015's Need for Speed, they are the same. So they also have to pay a fine using bank. Players busted by the PCPD won't have an impound strike applied to their car, or either that or any other form of marks that would result in them losing their car. They'll only be fined and have their current night session consequently concluded. The game also features a storyline in which the player players interact with the city's police force, led by authority figure Lieutenant Frank. So Lieutenant Frank Mercer. Players can smash neon flamingos. So that's true. Neon flamingos hidden within the map, which awards them with a small amount of money or rep, depending on the time of day. They can also find graffiti, referred to as street art. So they can also find graffiti referred to as street art in the game, and send it to the livery editor to use it on their cars. Lastly, they can complete activities, activities around the open world, such as smashing billboards, same as in like Payback, beating scores on drift zones, getting the highest speeds, getting the highest speeds, passing through speed traps, and going the longest distances when performing long jumps. So when performing long jumps, the same as in Payback, they have the same strategies. Drift zones, hitting billboards, drift zones, highest speed traps, and going the farthest distance while performing long jumps. Players may complete crew time trials, which allows them to complete short-timed events, say short-timed events, in an attempt to get the number one spot on the leaderboard in their crew. The game features 100, so 100, so 127 cars. So the game features 127 cars. So 127 cars from 33 manufacturers, with, you're gonna like this one, with Ferrari, Ferrari making its triumphant return after being absent. So with Ferrari making its triumphant return after being absent from Payback due to licensing issues. Due to licensing issues in which they had. Unlike Payback, performance upgrades are no longer equipped in random speed cards, and are unlocked by both earning rep and winning races. The game doesn't feature loot boxes, or a prize crate or whatever. However, time savers, which reveals collectibles on the map, and paid DLC was included. The game doesn't feature loot boxes. However, time savers, which reveals collectibles on the map, and paid DLC was included. Ahead of the game's release, EA released the NFS Heat Studio app for both iPhone and Android devices, or iOS and Android devices. Users can collect and customize their cars, which can be imported into the main game upon release. The game added feature support. For cross-platform play. Starting in June 2020. So that was 4 years ago. As part of the game's final patch. Final patch. Next up, plot. The player, male voiced by Andrew Lawrence, or Andy Lawrence, as I'll say, born January 12th, 1988, from from Abington, Pennsylvania, Amish country. And female player voiced by Jamie Gray Hyder, born April 27th, 1985. So tired. Say the plots. The male player voiced by Andrew Lawrence, female player voiced by Jamie Gray Hyder, arrives in Palm City for the Speed Hunters. So Speed Hunters Showdown. So Speed Hunters Showdown, a citywide exhibition that draws. So a citywide exhibition that draws in racers who compete in sanctioned races throughout the day and illegal street races at night. Lieutenant Frank Mercer, Josh Kicks, I think, I forgot, not really sure. So Lieutenant Frank Mercer, leader of the cops of the police's high-speed task force. So high-speed task force announces his attempt to arrest all street racers in the city. The player buys their first car from Lucas Rivera. So Lucas Rivera, played by Johnny Cruz, born December 1st, 1982, from El Paso in Texas. Well, El Paso County, Texas. So Texas. So the player buys their first car from Lucas. So the player buys their first car from Lucas Rivera, played by Lucas Rivera, played by Johnny Cruz, a local mechanic and a former street racer. So former street racer, who also helps the player enter their first showdown race. So showdown race, and becomes their mentor. Lucas's younger sister, Ana Rivera, played by Ana Marte, so played by Ana Marte. Can't pronounce it well, but it's spelled M-A-R-T-E. It's like saying the word Marty, but taking out the Y and replacing it with an E. Is a street racer whose crew recently disbanded after the task force nearly killed one of her friends. Anna introduces the player to the League, a crew of Palm City's best street racers. So which Lucas almost joined until he quit racing after their father suddenly died. Anna and the player form a new crew to I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled V-I-E, for a place in the league. After a race, Anna and the player are confronted by Officer Shaw, played by Josh Collins. So Josh Collins of Mercer's task force, who impounds Anna's 350Z, A.K.A. the Fairly DZ, Z33, which is what is known in Japan. Say who impounds So after a race, after a race, Anna and the player are confronted by Officer Shaw. So Officer Shaw, played by Josh Collins, of Mercer's task force, who impounds Anna's Nissan 350Z. So who impounds Anna's 350Z. After another race, they win the Shaw meeting. Shaw meeting task force officer um, Eva or Eva. Eva Torres. I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled EVA. So Eva Torres, played by Shante Saldana. So Shante Saldana. First name is spelled SHONTAE. Last name is spelled SALDANA. Shaw shows Torres bags of cash, so bags of money in his car, extorted from street racers on Mercer's orders. So Mercer's orders. Torres takes a bag, but warns that Mercer's brashness is endangering them. Anna steals her father's 1967 Chevy Camaro SS, or it's just a regular Camaro. Who knows? From Lucas's shop, so she can join the player in a race, which Shaw interrupts. The player overturns Shaw's car, scattering the extorted money or cash onto the street. The spectacle raises public suspicion over the task force, and Lucas becomes angered, so he gets absolutely mad. So he's angry gets really pissed off, so angry at Anna for both stealing and damaging. So the spectacle raises public suspicion over the task force, and Lucas becomes angered at Anna. So Anna for both stealing and damaging their father's. car. Torres contacts Anna and the player to admit the task force is corrupt, but wants Mercer taken down because he's too reckless. Torres leads them to a warehouse that acts as an illegal chop shop. So for those who don't know what a chop shop is, it's basically a business often mimicking a body shop that illicitly disassembles stolen motor vehicles and sells their parts. Chop shops are often linked to car theft rings as part of a border organized crime enterprise. In the U.S., the Federal Motor Vehicle Theft. So the Federal Motor Vehicle Theft Law Enforcement Act of 1984 and Federal Anti-Car Theft Act of 1992, as well as U.S. Department of Transportation. So U.S. Department of Transportation regulations issued under those acts require car manufacturers to label many different auto components, with some exemptions for new vehicles with selected anti-theft devices. So anti-theft system. So I protect valuables such as cars and personal property like wallets, phone, and jewelry. So there were some exemptions for new cars with selected anti-theft devices. A 1999 study commissioned by the U.S. Department of Justice's National Institute of Justice estimated that parts marking reduced the rate of pro car theft was between 33 and 158 fewer cars being stolen by pro thieves per 100,000 cars that were marked between 1987 and 1995, inhibiting chop shop operations. So chop shop operations. Santoris leads them to a warehouse that acts as an illegal chop shop, stripping cars seized by the high-speed task force, or preparing them to be shipped out of the city. It's like importing, like exporting, like overseas, and so on and so forth. Importing like that. Santoris leads them to a warehouse that acts as an illegal chop shop, stripping cars seized by the high-speed task force, or preparing them to be shipped out of the city. Anna realizes her 350Z has already been processed after finding its number plate or license plate. Both the player and Anna attempt to expose Mercer by crashing a showdown event with some members from the league joining them, leading the cops and local media to this chop shop. But it turns out to be vacated. Can't pronounce it well, but it's spelled VACATED. So vacated. I can't pronounce that, but it's spelled VACATED. Anna and the player visit Lucas and finds him both bound and tortured by Mercer. Mercer reveals he anticipated their plan after seeing them on a secret camera in his shop. Mercer forces the player and Anna into his cop car. But Lucas, having escaped his bonds, intercepts them in his father's Camaro and rams Mercer's car, leaving it severely damaged. Anna steals Mercer's laptop and escapes with both Lucas and the player. So Lucas and the player at the hideout, Lucas admits to Anna that he quit street racing because he believes their father's fatal heart attack was caused by hearing about Lucas's arrest for street racing that same night. Anna and Lucas send files from Mercer's computer to various outlets, proving his corruption and forcing him into hiding. Then learn that Mercer is preparing the stolen cars in his possession for export. Anna and Lucas sent files from Mercer's computer to various outlets, proving his corruption and forcing him into hiding. Then learn that Mercer is preparing the stolen cars in his possession for export before fleeing Palm City. So before he leaves Palm City. So he leaves Palm City, as they don't know which cops are either complicit or innocent. Anna and Lucas, so both Anna and Lucas convince both the League and other crews to simultaneously both goad, so like it's like saying road, it's like saying the word, it's like saying the word road, but taking out the R and replacing it with a G. So goad, it's like saying goat, but taking out the T and replacing it with a D at the end. So goad and draw as many cop cars, so many cop cars as possible to the port where the stolen cars are being loaded. Confronted by a cops and street racers. So confronted by a swarm of cops and street racers, Mercer attempts to escape in a BMW M3 GTR, and that was the most wanted version of that car. So the M3 most wanted, so the most wanted M3 GTR has made its return to NFS Heat. So Mercer attempts to escape in a BMW M3 GTR. The player chases and wrecks Mercer's car. So the player chases and both chases and wrecks Mercer's car. So Mercer's car, leaving him for Torres, who pulls her pistol in response to his threats and is implied to have shot him. Over a week later, Mercer's both missing and presumed dead. Torres has been promoted to lead his task force, and she announces her commitment to end street racing. And she announces her commitment to end street racing. End street racing. Lucas reconciles with Anna and gives her the keys to their father's repaired Camaro. Now as members of the league, so as members of the league, the player and Anna plan to continue racing and tackle any challenges together. Next up is development. Not much on it, but we'll do it. So yeah, development. The game was revealed. So the game was revealed with a trailer released on April 14th. So April 14th. 2019. 4 months before my 14th birthday was happening. Followed up by a gameplay trailer. So a gameplay trailer released on August 20th, 2019. It was released on November 8th, 2019, the same year. So the same year, 2019, the game was announced not to have loot boxes, unlike its predecessor. So predecessor Payback 2017, whose progression system received negative reviews. The only paid DLCs available for the game are a time saver pack and a pack that unlocks the 1992 to 2000 McLaren F1. Say McLaren F1. Free content updates added the 2017, that's right, 2017, so 2017, asked, asked, so 2017, Aston Martin, so Aston Martin DB11 Volante, so Aston Martin DB11 Volante, and a playable version of the Polestar 1 Hero Car. So Polestar 1 Hero Car. It's a hero car featured on the game's cover art. Following EA's decision to downsize. So following EA's decision to downsize, developer Ghost Games, Criterion Games took over the development of the game's post-launch content and updates in June 2020. So like middle of 2020, somewhere around there. So mid 2020, enabled cross-platform. So cross-platform play. So cross-platform play. So cross-platform play between PC, PS4, PS4, and Xbox One, making it the first EA game to have this feature, and the first since Underground. So since Underground in 2003. Say 2003. Last part marketing, and then we'll move on to the last few parts. As part of marketing, so marketing for the game, Polestar encouraged players to customize the Polestar 1, which appears in the game's cover. So as the game says, so in the game's cover, in the NFS Heat Studio app, which is, I believe, is compatible for both Android and Apple devices. I think somewhere in there. I think. So next up, soundtrack. But before I do that, I gotta see when did I talk about Underground? A couple weeks ago, I think. I can't remember. Hold on, let me just double check real quick. Underground. So Underground 1 from 2003. Talked about 3 weeks ago. Jeez. I feel like long ago. So done the development. Marketing. As part of marketing for the game, Polestar encouraged players to customize the Polestar 1, which appears in the game's cover in the NFS Heat Studio app. Next up, soundtrack. This is gonna be a good one. The musical score for Heat was composed by Brazilian composer Pedro Bromfman, born January 20th. So January 20th, 1976. I said 1976, from Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil. Which, I might head to Brazil one day. Never know. Might be a good opportunity. I don't know. There's so many places I want to go to. Like, so many. Like, a lot of places. Like, California, Canada, Finland, Norway, Sweden probably, Germany, Japan probably, Lithuania, Estonia, Italy, Spain, the Netherlands. Oh, there's so many when I go to like so many. The soundtrack, the musical score for Heat was soundtrack. The musical score for Heat was composed by Brazilian composer Pedro Bromfman, who's a Brazilian musician, film composer, and video game composer, and music producer. So Pedro Bromfman. In addition, the game features a soundtrack that comprises 58, so less than 60 tracks from various artists with genres ranging from hip hop to EDM, electronic dance music. According to EA, the game, I can't pronounce this word. The game envisages an open world of urban speed, so urban speed, urban speed that resembles Miami, Florida, by incorporating Latin, Latin pop, so in Spanish and in Portuguese, so Spanish and Portuguese pop Latino, so by incorporating Latin pop songs, so Latin pop songs into the soundtrack. Next up, reception. There's a bit more onto it, but we'll do it. So as always, we got aggregation scores. So first off, for the aggregator is Metacritic, as always. Aggregator is the main one. The main aggregator, the myth, the legend, Metacritic. So we got scoring. Scoring. So for both PC, so PC and PS4 is 72%, so it's good. Whereas for Xbox One, 74%, so actually 2% better than both its PC and PS4 counterparts. So Xbox One, definitely thumbs up for the win. 74% is pretty good. Thumbs up for all you Microsoft fans out there. And respect to both the PC and Sony fans as well. So aggregator Metacritic. Score PC and PS4 72%. Xbox One 74%. Now we got the review scores. For the publication, first one is Game Informer. So Game Informer 77.5%. Say 77.5%. Game Informer 77.5%. GameSpot 70%. And same with Games Radar Plus. Hardcore Gamer and IGN 80%. PC gamer, so PC PC gamer US 75%. So PC US, so PC gamer US 75%. Pretty good. US gamers, so US gamers 60%. And the next one is VG 247, which was previously known as video gaming. So video gaming 247. So video gaming 247, which is a video game blog published in the UK, founded in February 2008. So February 2008, by industry veteran Patrick Garrett. Its current editor-in-chief is Dominic Pippiat. Can't pronounce that, but it's spelled Peppiatt. In 2009, CNET, which is short for Computer Network, ranked it as the third best gaming blog. So third best gaming blog. So gaming blog in the world. So in the world. So US, so hardcore gamer and IGN 80%. So 80% PC gamer US. PC gamer US 75%. So PC gamer US 75%. US gamer 60%. So US gamer 60%. VG, so VG 247 80%. It's pretty good. And that position kills me. Alright. So let's continue. Heat received. Heat received generally positive reviews. That's pretty good. According to review aggregator Metacritic, critics welcomed the overhauled progression, OPS, overhauled progression system compared to the predecessor Payback 2017, where one of the methods to gain upgrades for a car was to purchase loot boxes, and the option to choose between day and night for increased race variety. So variety, but criticized the short story. So both the short story and lack of innovation compared to previous titles. So the previous titles. Luke Riley of IGN gave the game an 80% rating. Not bad. While Heat feels a little more like a mosaic of existing concepts rather than something especially trend-setting. So trend-setting, Ghost has certainly scraped these ideas for some of the most loved games in the now 25 years old series. Heat doesn't always sizzle, but it's definitely much hotter than I'd expected. This is easily the most impressive NFS game in many years. Matt Cato, or Cato, I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled Katehe, E, not E, sorry. It's K-A-T-O. It's like saying the word Kate, but taking out the E and replacing it with an O. Say K-A-T-O. Again, like saying the word Kate. So Kate, but taking out the E and replacing it with an O. So K-A-T-O. So K-A-T-O. So Matthew or Matt Cato of Game Informer gave the game a score of 7.75 out of 10, which is 77.5%. Not bad. He stated in his review that NFS has meant different things over the years, but Heat's a good all-around representation. So representation of the franchise. The cops could be a little more prominent, and the world well stocked. Isn't this interesting as Forza Horizons, for instance? But Heat's the best iteration since Ghost Games' reboot in 2015. Say in 2015. Which that was almost 10 years ago. Can you imagine that? 10 years ago, it was still a fantastic game. Still a fantastic game. What a fantastic video game. Feels like yesterday almost. I don't know. Anyway, next one. Richard Wakeling. So Wakeling. I think I said it right. Can't pronounce that word. It's spelled Wakeling of GameSpot. So GameSpot gave the game a 70%, stating that with only a select few events, no discernible difference between each car's handling and a simplistic driving model. Heat does stumble in the repetition during its final few hours. It's not quite as rip-roaring. It's not quite a rip-roaring return to form, but this latest entry puts the NFS series back on the right track. The duality of its day-night events. So day-night events props up what would otherwise be a fairly run-of-the-mill racing game, but the renewed focus on hurtling around the track, racing wheel to wheel. So around the track, racing wheel to wheel, and customizing each car in numerous ways taps into the essence of what NFS used to be about. Heat may not revolutionize racing games, but it's the best the series has been in a long time. Next up, sales. There we go. Heat reached ninth place. Can't even talk. In sales at release. So it's the fifth best-selling title on the PS4. Last part is accolades, and then we'll move on to the final part of this game. So accolades. The game was nominated for Best Racing Game. So Best Racing Game at the Gamescom Awards, and won the award for Game Franchise Racing. So Game Franchise Racing at the NAV GTR. So NAV GTR Awards, whereas its other nomination was for Song Collection, or Music Collection. So Music Collection, if you wanted to say it easier. And last part is notes. So notes, and then I'll end it there. So Criterion Games took over post-launch development in February 2020, so early 2020. They took over. Last part, and then I'll end it there. Lawrence also provided his likeness for the player's Caucasian male character model, and did the player's full body motion capture. So full body motion capture. Hider. It's like saying the word hyper, but taking out the D between the Y and the E and replacing it with a. So it's like saying the word hider, but taking out the P between the letters Y and E and replacing it with a D. So hider also provided her likeness for the player's Caucasian female character model. All right, and that is it, guys. So for my next Need for Speed gaming video or explanation video will be about the latest NFS game in the world. Yep, it will be about Unbound. So that'll be the next one. And that'll be the last one, actually. And then after that, I'll be moving on to, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll find out. Either way, I'll do driving laws, which I haven't actually been doing for a long time, so I want to get those done. I don't know, I'll see what I can do. Or maybe some, I don't know, new topics for cars. I'm not 100% sure what I could do, but I'll think of something. I'll think of something. Alright, so time is now, jeez, almost 11:30. Man. I'm tired, but not that much. Not much. See, I'm not really tired that much. Anyways, guys, so that'll be it. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. Comment down below. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. Then breathe in. Then breathe in. And breathe out. There we go. So there we go. Alright, so that'll be it. If you guys like this video, like it, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you're alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Alright, so that'll be it. I gotta go. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe. So stay safe. Have a great evening, and have a great day tomorrow morning. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So yeah, I gotta go. So I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe. Have a great evening, and have a great day tomorrow morning. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So take care, folks. Stay safe out there. Say take care, folks. Stay safe out. Take care, folks. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you guys soon. Good night. Good night, folks.